Hello everybody, I'm Baltmatrix and today is Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. There was a fan-first Tuesday today for both Transformers and Power Rangers. The Power Rangers one was a little bit rough, but the Transformers one had a lot of good news. But first, we're going to be talking about something that showed up just before that, specifically something related to Rise of the Beast. I almost said Beast Wars. Whoopsie. Okay, first off, we have got to resize this window because it's not showing up correctly. And there we go. We have first look at Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime CGI render. We have our first look at the way Prime is going to look in the new movie. So open those in new tabs. And it's pretty much what we thought, except it is definitely Prime, but there are a couple of differences. First, he's got this rounded back, which I was surprised at, and the faceplate the face and the head are different. And then we've got some extra kibbles and bits for the truck mode that are showing up in his arms and shoulder. Very, very cool. The next thing I think is really cool, we have the best look at that mural that we saw a couple of weeks ago. So, Autobot symbol in the middle, Primal, Air Razor, Rat Trap, Rhinox, Cheetor, no Tigatron. Then we've got Dinobot, Pterosaur, Tarantulas, Megatron all scrunched up, Scorponok. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie, but I'm cautiously optimistic because that's a lot of characters. I mean, just the Beasts alone, we're talking about 10 characters alone. And then we've got the Autobots and I almost said Decepticons, but that's not right. The Terracons. Terracons? Is that what they are in this movie? Oh, who can keep track? Anyway, Legacy Wave 2 picks, and Legacy Wave 2 has officially been announced. Yeah, it's real good. So let's get down there. So first couple of things. First, we are actually getting our very own version of, well, they've repainted Earthrise Ultra Magnus into Skullface from Shattered Glass. This is the next Shattered Glass figure. And yeah, it looks, I'm going to get this. I've already got it pre-ordered. I'm going to get it. And the thing that's really cool is the figure not only comes with the Shattered Glass skull face, but it also comes with the Diaclone Ultra Magnus head. So you just grab a screwdriver, unscrew the skull face, put on the Diaclone head. Oh, that's great. Not a fan of this mold, but I'm still going to get this because, oh man, that just looks so good. You know what else looks good? Motormaster looks real good. I love that robot mode. I think it looks really nice. Comes with a giant sword. It works well for the original character, for the G1 character. And the alt mode looks very good. I like this alt mode. I think it works. The shorter trailer, I get it. I do. It works. It can detach. Yeah, I think that cab mode looks so good. Look at all the detailing in it too. And then we've got this base mode, which is really very cool. So let's zoom in here. The base mode is a hodgepodge of all the different pieces. I mean, it just is. And I'm okay with that. And what's even cooler is apparently you could take the gun off, then flip this purple part down, and the purple part will peg into the peg, and you can have larger figures wield the gun, which is a really nice touch. I like that a lot. But you can see that we've got the feet here, and I'll talk about the feet and the shins in just a second. We've got the arms here, and then we've got the core of the unit here, or the core of the combined mode there. That works pretty darn well, I think. We've got the box that we saw earlier. Now, let's see if we can get a better look at this box. So, this is very cool. We've got the skeleton here, and Drag Strip and Dead End are going to split apart. And then Wild Rider, the front of the vehicle mode folds forward, and that explains all the kibble that we talked about yesterday. So you had the front windscreen, you had the roof of the car, you had the front of the hood, and then you pretty much had the entire front of the vehicle mode folded up against Wild Rider's back. And that makes sense now that we see how it combines. It just collapses. And then what was very cool in the live stream is the person that was on there actually had the arm transformed, or arm pulled from the trailer. Then he slapped drag strip on top, and there is a peg, and you can actually see it right here, right where my mouse is. There is a slotted peg, a thin peg that pegs into drag strip and then allows you to break drag strip in half. Now, if you go watch TJ Omega's review of drag strip, he uses a tiny little screwdriver and does it, and you can see how it works. But it's very cool because it's part of the transformation. You have this slab that you drop drag strip and dead end onto, and then you could just pull the arm apart or the elbow apart, and the transformation is right there. Now, something they also said was the way that Motormaster transforms into this midsection, or the torso. He wasn't really clear on how that goes, but I'm thinking that it's very similar to all the third parties we've seen so far. Okay, moving on. We've got more pictures of Wild Rider. Considering how the figure transforms to become part of the leg, I'm more forgiving of the kibble. I am. I don't like the kibble, but I'm more forgiving of it. Still think the alt mode is fantastic. And the art, the box art for all these figures is amazing. Now we've got our first look at TF Prime Knockout. The head sculpt on Knockout is amazing. They did a close-up of that head sculpt on the live stream, and I think it works very well. It's very, very close to the way the figure or the character shows up in the show. But I'm not loving the actual robot mode. It's very generic, and it's got a lot of kibble on the back. The back window and the roof there on the back, and then what looks to be the doors. I have a feeling this is going to get remolded into either a Jazz or, oh shoot, what was the name of that one Action Master? Jackpot? I think that's the character's name. Yeah, this could easily be remolded into Jackpot. But it comes with this really cool lance that splits apart into two pieces and then can combine with all the others. I have to admit, though, I love the vehicle mode. I think the vehicle mode looks really good. I think the vehicle mode looks better than the robot mode does. So, yeah, I'm going to pick that one up. I like it overall. It doesn't scream Knockout to me. It screams other G1 characters, other much more obscure G1 characters, but it works. And then we have the figure that I have been waiting for. Tarantulas. Deluxe Class Tarantulas. Yes, please. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this figure. Look at all the molding and the detailing in the beastie bits. Oh, it's so good. And it's his original mold or original design from Beast Wars. Oh, yes, please give it to me. Give it to me now. And it's way bigger than Black Arachnia is. They did a comparison in the... I'm going to go over to a different news article from TFW that screen capped a lot of that. But if you want to go and see other screen caps, follow myself on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter. Check out BFTW_Ben at Twitter. He did a great job. And a couple of other folks. Just check around for Twitter feeds because we were screen capturing like crazy. Oh, I love the bug mode. I love it. I love it. Tarantulas. Gimme, 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 gimme. And then we have a surprise Elita 1. This looks pretty good. I mean, for an Elita 1 figure, this looks really good. Like, the head sculpt is there. The head sculpt's great. The overall proportions work well. The backpack is pretty good. Now, something that's really interesting is she can have two different backpack configurations. The one we have here, and we see here, or the bits that are over the shoulders can go all the way onto her back, so it's a little cleaner. The alt mode, though, I don't like, but they said it was a design with a space dune buggy in mind, and I can see it. I can see it. It reminds me of the dune buggy from Jabberjaw. Yes, deep pull, but Jabberjaw dune buggy. Oops, I goofed. I was actually thinking of Speed Buggy, not Jabberjaw, even though Speed Buggy and Jabberjaw kind of crossed over more times than I think they care to admit. The 80s were weird, and Hanna-Barbera cartoons were really weird, and I'm old. What can I say? I want to be clear, I don't hate this alt mode. I don't think it's great, but I see where they were going and what they were trying for. It's just really weird. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, there's another alt mode. Oh, the gun. They said specifically in the live stream, the gun is a combination between her pistol and her battle rifle from the Netflix series. And as I said earlier, the little thing here at the top, the antenna, pop off. You can just pop them off. But yeah, I'm going to pick that one up. I'm definitely going to pick this figure up. I like it. Oh, next up is Voyager class Jaxus. This is the first time this figure has ever gotten used, or we've seen reference of it in toy form, other than Thrilling 30, which was a redo of Armada Starscream, or retool of Armada Starscream. This looks amazing. For those of you that don't know, this was the main Decepticon bad guy from the original Generation 2 comic book back in the early 90s. The only thing that I'm concerned about is that white plastic. That has some real ape-face plastic look to it. We'll see. Alt mode it's all right. It's fine. I do not like the fact that the shoulders and the forearms are just hanging out there at the bottom of the alt mode. What am I going to do about it? There's literally nothing I can do about it. But I appreciate the effort that is gone into actually using this deep cut of a character. Then we have Blitzwing, who, we've already seen all these pictures already. Great. And then we've got... Oh, and then that's it. All right. Now let's go over to this page and see if we can get some pictures from the actual live stream. I've got to give Rachel credit. She was the one that was hosting this. She did a fantastic job. She was on point. She kept everything moving. Nobody was talking over one another. She was wrangling the other folks. She did a great job as an MC. I really think she did a great job. And Mark, the designer, was just... he was super giddy. I loved it. Oh, right. This thing. Yes. Remember this auto-transforming figure? They're releasing a trailer. The trailer is $750. Auto-converting trailer. With roller. No thanks. No thanks. I'm good. I don't need it. I really do not need it. Jobby, I'm looking at you, my friend. Jobby the Hong, I'm looking at you, my friend. You need to spend the money and get this. You just do. Robosend, that's the name of it. It's a good idea, but $750 for a trailer. But it's got a roller. I love the roller. The roller is so cute. Anyway. Oh yeah, Forged to Fight. Rodimus Prime is finally in it. I didn't realize that game was still running. It's made a slag ton of money. Comic books. I missed the entire beginning of the fan fest, so I'm just gonna get through the comic books real fast. Wait a minute, what is this? Oh, War for Cybertron Trilogy art book. Cool. I might have to pick that up. Yep. Wave 1. Still haven't seen Kickback, Prime, Laser Prime, or Dragstrip. I almost called him Breakdown. Okay, this is something that's neat. Here is the original model for RC in Prime, and then here are some of their iterations into the toy. I think I would have preferred this version, the first sketched version, as opposed to what we got, but I don't call the shots. Wild Rider. Oh yeah, here it is in hand. Yeah, bunch of kibble on the back. As I said, I'm more tolerant of it knowing now how it merges with Menasor. kickback. Kickback? No, knockout. Knockout. Brain fart there. Yeah, I really think this is going to get recolored into something else. Oh yeah, my boy. There's my Spider Boy. Oh, and there's the Tarantula versus the Black Widow. It's way bigger. It is way bigger. And oh, I didn't mention this. Tarantulus comes with his with a Energon buzzsaw. Very similar to his transmetal weapon. Wonder if we'll get transmetals at some point. Oh, and Tarantulus has full weapon storage for both the harpoon gun and the buzzsaw, which is really nice. And then there are the two figures, size comparison. Black Arachne is so tiny. And you have to realize that Tarantulus, his knees are bent in this image. So yeah, Tarantulus is pretty big. Here's Alita. Oh, and that is the look with the shoulder bits, or the shoulder pads dropped down onto the backpack fully. I like the wheel arches up over the shoulders. I like that better. I really do. And then he pulled the top off, as you can see. And I realized that while watching this, there's only one Autobot in this entire wave. It's all Predacons and Decepticons in this entire wave, which I put a smile on my face for some reason. I don't know why. The other Voyager is actually going to be Siege Soundwave. We'll get to images of that in a second. Oh, thrusters in bot mode. Oh, the artwork is so good on these boxes. Siege Soundwave. I'm a little bit odded out that they included Siege Soundwave, but hey, look, no schmutz, no battle damage. It looks a lot better without the battle damage. It really does. And then Blitzwing, whom we've already seen. Again, that head sculpt is beautiful. And yes, he did show off the finger thrusters coming out the back. No mention of what the hell those are for. And here is the Ejima. God, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. He's the developer of Motormaster. And I think he did a really good job. And here's confirmation that Motormaster in robot mode is the same size as Earthrise Prime in robot mode, which works. I'm fine with that. Totally fine with that. Oh, and here's the part that I was talking about, the purple part that's folded down and can raise the gun up. That's a nice touch. I like that. Motormaster looks really good. Okay. Combination component. There's Wild Rider getting ready to be combined. That is the shin component. This section that is over here in his left hand folds down, and then the other section flips up, and you've got this open shin. Then when you plug Wild Rider, and Breakdown is going to be the other one, there's a purple tab up at the top that will push the shin components in, filling them in. And I think that's a nice touch. That's a very cool touch. And what he said on the stream was that the detailing and the molding of the shins are going to match the way that the legs were originally shown in the show and in the original artwork. So that is the detailing and the molding that the figure had in the show and in the original artwork, which is a very nice touch. I now get why they did it this way. And even though it looks a bit weird having an entire car folded up hanging off the back of your shin, I'm okay with this because of the extra detailing. You can still see the coloring for the cars, but I think this is going to be pretty darn cool. And then there is drag strip combined. I am cautiously very, very optimistic for the complete Menasor. They didn't show us Breakdown or Dead End at this time. Those are going to be future live streams, which I'm okay with. All right, now here he is doing the arm. And as you can see, there's Menasor's fist, and he transforms it. And this is the slab that I was talking about earlier. So he'll put drag strip onto this slab, and there are a couple of pegs in here. That little tab right where my mouse pointer is, right around here where I'm circling, is where the bit that pushes up into drag strip will split him in half. So that little tab pegs into this little hole down here in the middle of the alt mode. It snaps in and then pops, or allows drag strip to pop apart, which that's part of the transformation gimmick for combining the figure. That's very, very cool. And they also did say that Motor Master is going to fit inside here in the torso. They didn't say how, but he said it's a very cool transformation. I believe him because he was super enthusiastic about this whole thing, and I'm enthusiastic with him. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm very much looking forward to this whole combination and all of these figures, because they really, really did a good live stream here. And it was very buttoned up. It was very straight to the point. Got all the information out in a timely manner. I really do appreciate that. And nobody was talking over anybody else. And there were no really bad jokes, which I appreciate. Overall, I'm looking forward to this entire wave. All of these figures are good. There's only one re-release, and that's of a Soundwave that I'm probably going to buy a second one of, simply because I want a Soundwave in that space barge mode without the schmutz. So yeah, they're all ready for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse and from any of your favorite e-retailers. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus comes with a comic book. And I love that blue. I love that internal blue. Yeah. I'm looking forward to all of this. I am definitely looking forward to this. All right, folks, let me know what you think of all this down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Tuesday. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you all later this week.